February 22. These are the 2021 non-bearded large fowl gold cockerels. I've got 10 here. We're going to walk through them and sort them out. This first one in set 1, he is all pecked and beat up. So to me, that's just you know, if he won't stand up for himself, I've got plenty of roosters in every pen, and he's probably the worst looking one I've got as far as being beat on, so he's out. The one next to him here, I actually was really liking him until I noticed his crest is lopsided. You can see it's heavier on his left than it is on his right, and it sits slightly crooked on top of his head. And we get down to this male here. This is still set 1, and I cut him out due to a folded wattle. This male here, set 2, sparse crest, not very good earlobe color, he's out. Set 4, I really like the body on this one. I really like the crest on him, but I just can't get past that huge comb he has. So he's probably out. And then down here to set 7, this one's already got white in his crest, even though he's younger than the rest of these. And his lacing's very thick on the ends, so he's out. We're down to our final 4, and I made my cut. I'm getting rid of the 2 males I used last year, so I'm going to keep back 3. The one from set 3 is the one that's being eliminated. If you take a look at the bird to his right, you can see that bird is taller and at least a month younger, because this is set 3, this is set 7. So I think he's going to fill out to be a pretty nice bird. And then these 2 over here I'm going to keep. This one, he's got kind of a low set crest, but he's very dark in color. This one, he's a little lighter, but they're fuller bodied than what this one over here is. So I'm hedging my bet a little bit here, and I can just about guarantee you that these 2 are out of my line, and that male over there is out of the other line. I'm guessing these 2 males here are probably out of the other line. They're bigger in body. They've got the white in their tails, you know, so we'll just have to play it by ear. But set 1, set 2, and set 7, that's what I'm keeping. February of 22, gonna sort through the 2021 Bantam gold lace cockerels, and I'm gonna throw a little disclaimer out here. When I say these are Bantams, they are very much a work in progress. They are still too big, but that's because they've got large fowl ancestry a few generations back, and I'm trying to breed them down. And I'm gonna try to do a better job of catching the ear tags above them, because I had a guy ask about particular pullets in one of my other videos that he would like to purchase, and I had a heck of a time trying to figure out where they were because I couldn't see the tags. Let's start with this male here. He is one of the 2 males I bred last year, and he is a first generation out of these. So basically, they got to be able to beat him in some regard to be considered, and he will probably be replaced. He's got white in the crest already. He's got quite a comb on him. His earlobe color honestly kind of sucks. I don't know how well you're going to see that. You know, smuttiness in the tail, overall too big, yada yada. We got this cockerel here. He's from set 7, so he's the youngest. Wattles haven't even fully dropped yet on him. Doesn't really show much of a comb yet. Crest could be a lot fuller. I don't like how his ground color and his breast feathers fades as it gets towards the base of the feather. So he's probably out. This guy here, honestly, I feel like he's probably got one of the smallest bodies up here today, but he also, and some of the best earlobes, but he also is very orange, and even though his crest feathers are clipped, he's very small in the crest, very large on his comb, and he has some white in his primaries. See if I can get this thing to focus. Focus on the bird, not what's behind it. There we go. So he's got some white in his primaries down here, which is a shame because he's actually got a pretty nice clean tail. So more than likely he's out. This male here, let's see what he looks like. So he's a bigger bodied bird. Decently shaped crest. Earlobe color's not that great. Let's see. Comb's not huge. I like how he's put together. I just don't really like his size. He kind of looks like he's probably going to be bigger than that 2-year-old male over there. So that just means he's going to keep growing. This guy here, I really like the transition into his tail. His crest is loose, so he's out. This one here, he's got a twisted beak. More than likely he is distantly related to that non-bearded buff that I shot the video of before with the twisted nostrils. Don't like his earlobe color, but I mean, basically beyond that beak, he's already out, so there's not much more to talk about with him. This male here, earlobe color's not the greatest. The vault could be bigger. His nostril development isn't that great. Crest is kind of sparse, kind of loose. This male here I am absolutely keeping though. He has got some of the darkest ground color I think I've ever produced. So I'm willing to put up with some of his other faults, such as the sprig on the end of his nostrils. And I'm going to try to use him to darken up the color in the bloodline overall. So he's still in. Just a quick note on that crooked beaked bird. You might be thinking, well, what am I going to do with that? That bird is never going into a brood pen of anyone's. It could have just been a weird birth defect, but at the same time, why risk it? You know, like I said before, I had a non-bearded buff that his nostrils were sit crooked on his beak also. I'll have to check their toe punches, trace back, and see if they have any common ancestors in their lineage. But at the same time, considering how many hundreds of these birds I hatch out in a year, and those are the only 2 that I saw at this point, I'd say there wasn't much potential for it being genetic, but again, why take the risk? So these are the 4 that are remaining. The one on the far right, I'm keeping. As I said before, he's the darkest one up here. The 3 over here, more than likely, I'm probably going to pick the one from set 2 because he is smaller than the other 2 birds that are up here. Now, the other 2, I think they're built really nice. I think they'll be useful to somebody, but where I'm trying to get my size down, and these two are smaller, those are the two I'm going with. Talking about ground color in a bird, I'm talking about the color that is the base of the feather, not the lacing, the base. As you can see, his shafts match the ground color, which is what you want, and his ground color is very dark, which will help because mine are too light. You look at his breast here, it's the same thing. It's a dark color, shafts are matched pretty well, but even with this bird, I see fault. He's got white in his crest, and I feel that his saddles are a little too red, and his shoulders here as well. But those are things that everybody struggles with. It's not just me. It's a hard color to get right. I'm going to show you this bird in comparison to one of these lighter ones. If you look at the wing on this one versus, come on guys, cooperate. Look at their wings side by side. See how much lighter this one is. Okay, so here's what I got available for males. You got one in set 3 here on the right. You got this one here from set 4. He's a little darker colored, but his tail's a lot blacker. His crest is a little more nicely shaped. Their earlobes are about the same color. Got set 5 here, who's got the best earlobes in the bunch, but the worst crest. And he's got the cleanest tail and the lightest ground color. So that's set 5. And you got set number 7 here. And he is still maturing. I mean, his wattles haven't even dropped yet, so he may get bigger. I'm gonna weigh the one from set 3 just to give you an idea, since he's the oldest, of what we're looking at here. Okay, so the cockerel from pen 3 is 3.5 pounds. The cockerel from pen 5 is 5.5 pounds. Cockerel from pen 5 is missing multiple toenails. Probably not gonna let him go to breed unless somebody just wants him for a pet kind of a thing, or they're gonna be really picky about breeding. So just something real quick. I see a lot of folks, when they see white like this, they automatically assume the bird is toe bunt, or white like in here. Truth of the matter is, this variety's been struggling with white in the plumage since before toe bunts even existed in the US. That's just a common fault. More often, if a bird has toe bunt in it, you're going to see white tipping up in the head, the back of the neck, and maybe up in the shoulders or the saddle. But most often it's going to be up in the head area if it's carrying mottled.